And we're back on the Drive at 5 on intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station, sponsored by Joshua Flynn and Associates Insurance. Get your insurance. My next guest is an entrepreneur that created a game that is fun for the whole family, strangers, associates, and business networking parties. The game is called Name That Jam. The creator and CEO is Mayani Payton, is here to describe this new craze going on in Chicago scene, bars, and the list goes on and on. Welcome to the Drive.
Thank you. I just feel like the mic is here. Thank you.
Please give intellectualradio.com/iHeart radio station your background.
Oh, okay. My name is Mayani Payton, and I'm a filmmaker. Well, let's say aspiring still, but I came up with this idea, me and my fiance, back in 2017. And the thing of it is that we had this space. He's a musician as well as he would coordinate parties and such. And so we had this space, and one of the parties had been, I guess, they're supposed to be regularly returning, and they didn't. And he said, I have this space. What can I do with it? And I was like, well, it'd be fun to have something where we could actually introduce everyone to come in and still be music related and feature it as a show and kind of put both of our genius together to make this thing happen. And so I was like, why don't we do a game show? Something that's fun and energetic and people can kind of get out and see something different. Because I don't think, aside from the Bozo show, I don't think there's ever been a game show here in Chicago. So we said, why don't we go ahead and make that happen? And so we went ahead and had our first show at this place where he was hosting these different parties. And it was a good turnout. One of our first guests was Mike Love. So it was really fun to have them all there. And everybody just had a blast with it. So we just kept it going.
So what that inspired you to come up with the Name That Jam? How you kind of like say, hey, I want to bring everybody together with this, or say there's something to this, the aha moment type of thing.
Oh, okay, well, the thing of it was, okay, so I'll say for this place that he had, they mainly were hosting dance parties like raves and things of that nature, or live talent groups, bands and things of that nature. So it was always something where it was always dance incorporated. So the thing with Name That Jam,
Black people have raves.
No, that's the thing of it. But and if they do, I'm not really familiar with them. I'm sure I'm sure a few have attended, but I don't know if we have raves in general. Mm-hmm. But at this particular area, it was like up north for one thing.
Oh, okay, right. Okay,
so,
that explains it. But I was thinking you're saying on the south side. I was like,
right. If we can bring a rave to Chicago to the south side, that'd be fun too, right?
Yeah. Well, good luck on that.
It might happen, right? So, but the thing of it was to kind of make it where it was more so not just the game itself, but we really wanted to put back in that element of like Soul Train, where you have local artists. We have a lot of bands here in Chicago who do dance music, who do a lot of entertainment. And we wanted to basically have that crowd there to also feature these artists too. So that was another piece of that how we made up Name That Jam. But the opener and the icebreaker really was Name That Jam. And so because we had that idea, we decided to go ahead and keep pushing it and making it happen. So it has. I mean, we are, you could definitely check out a show anytime on Tuesdays at the Woodline Cafe, which is on 1200 East 79th Street. And then we have our big money game, which is every third Thursday of the month. And that's hosted at Heritage Cafe. And they're located at 1849 East 79th Street. And so these are all kind of like evening games. I know people say, oh, but it's a Tuesday. I usually have to go to work. But we only there from like 7 to 9, for one. So if you want to just peek in, you can always check it out. And same thing with Heritage. If you're there, I think that goes from 6 to 9. But the same thing, you always come in, check it out. They're always open and free. So it's kind of like you just come in and enjoy yourself with it.
So describe Name That Jam to us. I mean, describe it, because just in case people not familiar with it, is it kind of similar to,
it's made up of a few different things. One is, of course, Name That Tune. The old was a 1970 show that was great back then. But the funny thing with Name That Tune is, of course, they had a full band that would play just a little bit of a song for you to guess it, right? Well, we have our songs already laid out. So it's more so laid out like a Jeopardy, where you pick one and it flips over and you find out what it is and you hear that song. Um, and then we'll say also, I would say more so like the price is right in the sense of we get our contestants based on the audience. So hey, come on, make this happen, play the game. And everyone who plays, I mean, at first everybody's a little shy, but once they get into it, it's like, oh, this is great. When you all doing it again, we got to come out. And then of course the after part, because you hear so much good music, you can't help but want to be like, oh, okay, let's get the party rolling, let's get the dance and everything else. So that's the part where the Soul Train part kind of kicks in a little bit. But Name That Jam has three different levels to it. The first level is Name That Jam, in which you have to, a little bit of a snippet of a song is played and you have to guess the name of the song. Then there's Name That Artist, which is our second part, and you have to name the artist based on the snippet of a song as well. Then the third part is Finish That Lyric. And a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know about the first two, but I've seen people win the game based on Finish That Lyric alone. It's like Jay-Z, I know everything about Jay-Z. And so you start playing it, and I mean, they go from 0 to 350 points and like that. So it's and pretty much to finish that lyric, a certain amount of the song is played, and then you have to finish off whatever that lyric is. And you have to do it correctly. It can't be roundabout. So a lot of people
A
have a lot of
roundabout. I mean, you can't give them a curve or
yes,
something
it all depends. It's like
because
we'll say
some people.
right.
Okay, let's say okay, let's say lyrically challenged like I am.
Okay.
Okay, you remember "Oh Happy Day"?
Okay.
Okay, there's a lyric that I always mess up, and it was like when Jesus wash, but it's actually when Jesus. Is it Jesus wash or Jesus watch? Is Jesus wash or it's like "Oh Happy Day" when Jesus watch or wash?
Washed.
W-
When Jesus washed my sins away. I don't think Jesus.
Wash or watch?
Why would Jesus wash your sins?
Well,
I just can't see him just sitting there watching your sins.
well,
Oh
that's
wait,
what
well,
I'm.
he can't watch your sins away. So he must wash your sins away.
Okay,
See?
so I would
See?
get
There you go.
an ant on that.
You would have got an ant with watch.
Yeah.
You would have got an ant.
Okay.
Like,
So
right.
okay, so you do gospel as well.
Right. Well, we haven't touched on gospel, but I that's how can I say, we're definitely looking to do that. Definitely, because we have a different game. I want to say we're at our 14th or 15th game now.
Hmm.
And we've done, oh geez, we've done songs just like basic categories, as you could say, your 90s, your 80s, your old school, your new school, hip hop, house, you name it. We've done a lot of things, but we haven't done gospel yet. But you know what? Easter Sunday, right?
Hmm.
So definitely, we definitely have to do gospel. Probably do it for the Mother's Day one because we do that is in May, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely do it for the Mother's Day.
I have another song. Remember Murphy's Law?
Murphy's Law, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I always say, bless his heart. Is it like the woman says, "Mama gonna get you that baby," and it's like, bless his heart.
Okay, those are entirely the wrong lyrics.
No. It,
Got it all together, don't you, baby? Murphy's Law, sure out to get you.
oh,
So
okay.
you have to know. You have to know the lyrics.
Okay.
But you know what? But yeah, so if it's one of those things where, like, let's say, for instance, let me see if I can think of a song.
Okay.
Let's see here. Trying to think of some. Let's say,
I
geez,
know.
Louise.
I
Maybe you
know.
can think of something quicker than I can.
Earlier, you talked about the "Come On, Sexy Mama."
Yeah. But you know what?
What?
I don't know all the lyrics to that song.
Oh, okay. I know the one is like I can get your draws good and funky. That's the only
Right. That's
right.
what I was thinking. I'm like, but you know what? That's not the one I was.
Okay.
Let's just say Al Green, right? So you say, here I am, baby. Cut it off.
Um, come and get it done, done, done.
And I'm trying to think. I don't know
Here
what's
I
coming.
am, baby. Da da da. Come and get you. Da, da. Here I am, baby. Da, da.
Right. See, and
Uh,
I'm not certain if it's come and get you or come and get me.
uh,
See, but we will find out next time on Ain't That Jam. See,
what,
but
what?
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go
Oh,
ahead.
one thing we do make sure to do is go back and check those lyrics because it was okay. Let me tell you, Isley Brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Smooth selling tonight, right?
Yes.
I had no idea what he was saying. Say nothing but smooth sailing tonight, and you say okay, and then we cut it off. What's the rest of the lyric?
Da, 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 da. I don't know.
Okay, here it is. Anything that you want from me is my delight tonight. I had no idea. Like that was just like what I'm like, because I've been singing anything that you want from
Nothing but
me
smooth
is
sailing. Da,
mine
da,
tonight,
da.
tonight, right? Or something like that. I would say
Okay.
something completely different. But you learn so much about the song, you'd be like, wow, really? That's the lyric they went with? Or and so we always have to fact check because we don't want to get it wrong if we're doing the game.
Brick house.
Brick house.
Brick
You
house.
asked me about stuff I haven't even gone back to check on. Like I haven't.
Brick. Well, I get the measurements wrong because I was
Oh
it,
wow.
it is because they go like, is it 34, 28, 40, 46? She's a brick
I'm about to
house.
bring out my
Uh,
phone and Google.
I mean,
That's
does it?
what's it? 2436.
Is it
What a win
24,
in there.
36, 30?
36,
24,
24, 36. I
36.
think he calls on the numbers twice. And he said 36 in the top and 36
Yeah, I
and
mean, they're
24 in the
going by
middle, something like
the
that.
measurements of the woman they're describing is like,
Right.
is it like 30,
I
36
think they
for,
talking hourglass shape. So maybe
oh,
it's 30, so 36, 24, 36.
okay. I know I
Maybe.
will lose that game.
Right. But you may not. You may not. Like like I say, like we've done it. Oh, let me just say we've also hosted it at Pal's Barbershop, and on the over on wow, it's so funny on 63rd near Racine.
Mhm.
And it was one guy who's a contestant, and I mean, shout out to Lo on this one. He didn't do anything the first two parts of the rounds, right? The first round, second round, he was like, "Oh, I don't know about this game. I don't like it. I'm not winning." And then we got to the categories for finish that lyric, and he went through Jay-Z like a pro, and he won the game. And so it's like you never know what you do know until you like, oh wow, I do know this. Oh wow, I do know those lyrics because one thing I think is so great about music and has been shown is that even for persons who have Alzheimer's, if you don't remember anything else, you remember that music. It really touches the soul. So that's one thing that, it's really fun to see and it's really fun to get the memory going and people jog to say, oh my goodness, yeah, I haven't heard that song in years, but I still remember the lyrics. Or I haven't heard that song in a while, but I still remember who made it just based on their name. It's just it's very entertaining in that way.
So, how did you introduce this concept to the masses of people? I know
Oh wow.
how you like, oh, this is going to be fun. Everybody.
Yeah, you know what? That's the thing. It's one of those things where people are like, oh, that it seems nice, but a lot of people are so worried about not getting it right. And it's not about getting it right, it's about having fun. And so you say, come on, you can do it. Come on. Oh, I don't know. And then they get into it. And I mean, they're on a roll and they mad because they didn't buzz in the next buzzer. And they're like, I know that one. And it's just like they become so enthralled with it. So it's funny because when you first put it out there, everybody feels like they're I don't know, like they're about to go to the doctor's office or the dentist or something, and they're like, I don't know, they're real reserved. But once they get into it, it's just like all these songs that they haven't heard from, and new stuff they're not even acquainted with. If you said, oh yeah, that new one by 21 Savage, most people be like, oh no, I wouldn't want to hear that. But then it's like, but yeah, if you mix it in with a bunch of other songs and you say, oh yeah, and plus that one by the OJs, okay, got a little bit of old and new. You're mixing it all together, and now you have a
Now,
conglomerate of
now you
peoples.
got. I got one. People around the world join hands.
Okay,
Love Train.
okay.
Love Train. Um, the lyric.
You just said it. Like
No,
what? People around the world join hands,
join
get on a
hands,
love train,
get
love
on
train.
love train. What is that? People get on board on that love train. Yeah.
That was people all over the world.
Oh,
Join hands.
see, there's another one that I would
Oh Lord.
give.
But you know what? I will tell you this much. If you really want to find out,
Right.
you gotta come to name that jam. If you come to it and you'll see, oh wow, I do know some things. Oh wow, the music isn't gone.
But what about, okay, a lot of people think the lyric is like, for all these years, like I've named some,
Hmm.
even with gospel music, of what they're saying, but that's not actually correct. Did you find that out?
Yes, we do. We do our fact checking. We make sure we give you the right answers. So it's like say for instance, what can I think of right off top? Okay, the big debate about the guy song.
The what?
Piece of My Love, right?
Okay.
Everybody questions, well, what did he say? And everybody thinks it's a cuss word. And it's like, well, he says it's not. And then when you go back and you listen to it, you say, oh, okay, maybe he didn't say. But I believe he says baby, baby. And everybody says, no, he says dumb. And then uses a cuss word. And it's like, well, they would have played it on the radio, especially in the 80s during that time.
Hmm.
But we fact check, we go back and find out and say, hey, well, what was that lyric? Baby, baby. It's not the cuss word.
There was one guy song called "I Like." It's
Hmm.
like, what you do to me. I
Hmm.
like something ecstasy. You
Right.
bring back ecstasy, or you give me ecstasy.
Okay. I haven't fact checked that song. So I cannot tell you. But
Baby,
but
come
speaking
on.
of which, I'm so glad you
Yeah.
said it. Now, so here's what I gotta say. April 25th,
Mm.
Heritage Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
We actually have we're gonna here are what I finished the lyric category is gonna be, so I could tell you that much.
Okay.
Okay, it's gonna be Tony Braxton. So what we're gonna have is 12 songs of Tony Braxton's 12 lyrics.
So they got to brush up on their Tony
Yeah, brush up
Braxton.
on your Tony Braxton.
Okay.
We have Guy, brush up on your Guy.
Okay.
We're also gonna
Are
have
you gonna do like
what's that?
one of Aaron Hall
By himself?
by
No, because
himself?
here's the thing of it. Now, this is where the challenge comes from for knowing the music, because if we're not going to put anybody that doesn't have a strong catalog. So if you are not, if the let's say for instance, some of the more current singers, right? So let's say for instance, her. I love her. Her is great, right? But her doesn't have 12 songs that I could say the general population would know right now. Now maybe later on down the line, they might be, oh yeah, we know her and everything. Versus say, I
Is
could
that the one that's always like
kind of incognito. You kind of say
yeah,
you kind of
that
don't every
that
blue moon, right?
that boo song?
No, 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 no.
No.
That's LMA. That's LMA. LMA, as her time comes, she'll have more repertoire as well. But
Okay.
no, her did the song with Daniel Caesar and what did she make the oh geez, what song is that? Focus. That's the song by
Okay.
her. Yeah. But let's say for instance, but we do have elements of new artists such as her and LMA in our game. So let's say for instance, not everybody may know who they are, but come in that jam, you can see the element of them put in there and still have maybe still hear songs like from Diana Ross to Shaka Khan, and you'd be like, oh wow. Not saying that these ladies are all in the same, but just to say different generations of music.
Wouldn't you be surprised if somebody like a male knows all the lyrics to "I'm Coming Out"?
Not at all. Not at all. I wouldn't be surprised one bit. And we would probably keep the song going so everybody can just jump up and dance. I mean, yeah. So no, it wouldn't. But see, then again, you never know because maybe moms was sweeping the house and cleaning on Sunday, and he always heard it. And he was like, "Oh, that's my song too." As you
But
grow up, you can't
do
help
you
it.
do Temptations as well?
Temptations, Four Tops, you name it. Yeah. So we
Mhm.
we have a Motown. Like I would say, let's say for instance, with the first two categories, you have like was it six different categories of music? So whether it be house, Motown, et cetera, it's all there. But we just have different artists for each one. And so it works out pretty well. I mean, as far as like being able to have a variety, we try to not keep it. Definitely try not to limit ourselves.
Okay, it's going to be difficult for house music because it's mainly instrumental.
You'd be
It's
surprised.
like, okay, let's say for example, talking about house, dun dun music,
Mm-hmm.
dun 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 dun.
Right,
Oh, okay,
right.
move your body.
Hmm. But you wouldn't finish the lyric on that. What you would
Okay.
have to know with house songs, because there are, let's say, for instance, Jamie Principle, right?
Yeah.
Jamie Principle actually has a pretty strong catalog of music, right? So we could
Right.
actually, if we wanted to, we could feature him as a finish that lyric artist, especially since he does sing, right?
Hmm.
So, but let's say, for instance, Frankie Knuckles. You may know some Frankie Knuckles songs, but you may not. So it's just kind of like he wouldn't be put in the finish that lyric. He'd be put in, um, name that jam or name that artist. And so you would say, "Oh, I'm hearing the whistle song. Who is that by? Oh, that's Frankie Knuckles, right?"
Hmm.
So that's how you would balance that all the way out.
So, as an entrepreneur breaking into the gaming industry, do you find it hard to get people on board with your idea? I mean, where you see this game for the next 5 years or so?
Right now, you know what? How can I put it? We've thought of different concepts of how to make it where we can bring it home. So people can just go ahead and purchase it and take it home and play it at home, similar to like the Jeopardy game or something like that. But we're still in the process of that one. As far as right now, we have our two home bases that we go to showcase the game, but we've also had people just say, "Hey, I have an event going on, I have a party. We would love you all to come out," and so on and so forth. So we've done those as well. Um, so it's not one of those things you can just go to the store and buy. One of the people that came out was like, "When can I get this? I know you have it in the store already." And I'm like, "No, we don't have it in the store already. We have the copyrights. We don't have it in the store already. We have all that wonderful Congress stuff, but we don't have it in the store already." So
So
yeah.
this concept will work in barbecues, all the
Oh
outings and
yeah.
stuff like that. So how can someone like make it work in a barbecue setting
Oh, well,
or
you know
something?
what? When you think about it, and particularly you know, our coming togethers, we always have music, right?
Hmm.
So there's always going to be somebody who's either the family DJ or something like that, and you could just, I mean, the most you would have to do is probably set up a screen and then go ahead and have your little box ready and just click it and have your contestants and everything. It's not as troublesome as it may seem, but you can pretty much take it anywhere you want to, and just everybody plays and have fun.
Or just invite you guys out and do it.
Well, we would probably be best because it does take some time, and you would have to, let's how you put it. Yeah, you would have to create the game yourself, and it's kind of like not too many people willing to do that like that. So well, I'll just say, oh, let me take the time to get all 50 or 80 categories together. I think by the time I'm done with everything, each game, I'm about probably like 300 frames in or something like that. Who's going to take the time to put all that out there? I'm the type of person where I always like to keep the music fresh on top of that. So I'm not going to keep giving the same game over and over again. It's going to be something new. But
Okay.
yeah, so like I said, but we're working on that right now as far as being able to purchase it. And I don't want it to be cumbersome. Like I'm not looking to sell like the next video game console or anything like that. So it would be something that's very easy to take with you, very easy to go ahead and play wherever you are, as long as you have electrical hookups and such. An outage, you should be able to make it happen.
Okay, how can people get a hold of you? They like the concept, where they can
Certainly.
I was about to say purchase the game, but
Still in
they
the process,
it's
right?
still
Still
in
in the
the
process.
process, but
Yeah.
to get a hold of you to come out to the outings and stuff like
Indeed, indeed. We can be reached at, I want to say the best place to go would probably be name that jam Chicago at gmail.com. That would be, I'm saying it because I have to remember it.
that.
But name that jam Chicago. Name that jam Chicago at gmail.com. And also, we also on Facebook the same way, name that jam Chicago. And on Instagram as well, Name That Jam Chicago. Name That Jam Chicago on Facebook, you get a chance to see a lot more updates on the upcoming shows and get a little hint on what our next genre is going to be. So, like, our next genre is like 90s. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
my genre right
You gotta
there.
come on through. Yeah,
Yeah,
April 25th. Yes,
yeah. You want to come through, Earl? Yeah.
check it
Okay.
out. Yeah.
Me and Earl,
Okay.
head to head.
Please
I'm gonna
do.
kick his butt.
1849 East 79th Street, the Heritage Cafe.
Okay.
Yep.
So see, it's not that bad.
It's not that bad. I'm sweating a little bit, but I'm okay.
Okay, but you're more than welcome. We have a Facebook page called Black Products and Black Services and Black Events. Since you've been on the drive at 5, you
Thank
can
you.
advertise as much as you want, courtesy of our executive producer, Earl
Will do.
Winfrey. As long
Okay.
as you want, we'll hook you up with that after the show. That's going to do it for us on the drive at 5 on intellectualradio.com/iHeartRadio station. Thanks to Earl Winfrey, our executive producer, Wanda, who's behind the scenes. I'll see you guys next week.